Right, hi lads and lasses, and welcome to January's edition of A Chuck and a Chat. Back to usual now, it's going to be released around the middle of the month. Same thing with the raffle will run middle of the month to the middle of the month like it always does. We had a little bit of a change for Christmas. Had a word back from a couple of the people that won the prizes, really chuffed with them, that's great that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go straight on, get right on with it, into section 1, which is coming back to the game after a few years off. So let's go over there right now. Right, hi there, and here we are over in section 1, and what we're going to talk about is coming back to the game. There's many people, including myself, because this happened to me as well, who played darts when they were younger, kid into teenager maybe even into their early 20s, and then went off to do other things like having a family. Sometimes work takes people away from the game, and then they come back to it. I think pretty much everybody's aware of what happened with my situation, that I went away from it, got married, had kids, and then came back to it after so many years. And what tends to happen, and this is what I've heard again over Christmas and over the last few weeks, people have got a dartboard or whatever for Christmas and they haven't played for years and years, all the kids have gone, and they've said to Mrs, get us a dartboard, I won't mind having a bit of a chuck again, I used to be really good. And the problem that people have got, and this has come through time and time again, is they're expecting to be able to play the same as they did when they left off. Totally unrealistic expectation, and we've spoke about this before, about managing your expectations. It could turn out to be that you could be a 10 times better dart player than you were before, and other people seem to struggle. And one chap that I spoke to late last week, over the weekend as well, I sent him some information and give him a bit of advice on it, was somebody who'd come back to the game of darts after 30 years off. Obviously he's come back, he's using the same darts as he did before he left, and he's expecting to be able to play the way that he did before he left, and it's just not going to happen. The reason for this is over that period of time that you've had off, and it can be as little as a year or 6 months or 12 months, or it can be 18 months, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But if you've been away from the game of darts for a period of time, when you come back your body will have changed, your mind will have changed, your circumstances will have changed, your attitude will be different. Obviously when you're young, if you were playing darts up until the age of, let's say, 21, 22, you've got all that youth behind you that's all pumped up. And the other thing is we tend not to remember things the right way. A good example of this is my brother, who's a very good dart player, but in his youth he was an outstanding dart player. He did the same thing, played darts, put his darts in an old tobacco tin, my father's. It went away, never played darts for years and years, came back into it. And he always had the impression or the belief that the darts that he used to have would be that magic that fetched back the game for him. You've seen these darts, the ones that I talk about that come from the 80s, where I've chucked different darts and stuff like that. They're very normal, straight sort of darts, very Eric Bristow-ish. As I say, they were stuck in a tobacco tin for 2 decades. He'd been playing before that with new darts when he came back, and we were playing together and what have you, but it was always the belief, always his belief, that the darts were what held the magic. Well, they're an inanimate object. All they are is 3 pieces of steel, 3 pieces of steel, 3 pieces of plastic, and they cannot be the epitome of the way that you play. It's just the way that human beings make excuses, and this is what we're doing. If we're going to be honest about it, that's exactly what we do. Is we make excuses. Get so many people contacting me and saying, I've got this set of darts, I've tried it with long stems, I've tried it with short stems, I've done this, I've done that, I've done the other, and I'm alright, I changed something, I'm alright for 2 or 3 days, and then it goes back to... And as I've said before, that's just a different level of concentration. The problem that we have with equipment is we put on them some form of, like, as if it's some form of utopia or nirvana. They are like the focus of what you're doing, but it's nothing to do with the equipment. I've proved on many occasions you can pick up any different set of darts and you can throw reasonably well with them. Obviously there's that little bit of an edge if you are using the same darts all the time, but most of the people know me, and I'll go in the pub and if I haven't fetched my darts with me, I'll get the darts from behind the bar, which are old brass ones. They've got all different stems on them, all different flights and what have you, and I can still perform reasonably well with them. So when you're coming back to darts after a few years off, what you've got to do is you've got to realise that, accept that, and rebuild. So basically what you do is you go back to basics. Like I say to anybody, even if you've had a fall into bits, doesn't matter if you've had a 2-week fall into bits, which is what I've just had over Christmas. I don't know why, but I've just had a little spate there of about 2.5 weeks where I couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo. And it's just one of them things, and I've said to you, it's not the fact that happens, it's how you deal with it. And the way that you deal with it is going back to basics. I did exactly the same thing, but obviously over Christmas you've got all the distractions and what have you. It's like I say, it's this false name. It's you can't judge really as accurately as I used to be able to do where my foot is. I can't feel it the same. But now I've got a technique where I actually look down and make sure that I've got my feet in the right position before I address the board, and that seems to be working quite well. Seems to have pulled me back out of the doldrums again. This Sunday just gone, which was yesterday, it's Monday morning now. Me and Dredge played yesterday afternoon in the Chapel House in Duckingfield, and we had Cracker. He had a 158 finish. I did a 133 finishing on the ball. I got down to double 10. Must have been 5 times, and I hit it 4 out of the 5 times on the first dart. So it's one of them things, it comes back, but you've got to build it up. So if you've been off for, let's say 10 years, so let's say a decade's gone by, you're going to have put some weight on or lost some weight. Whether you have put weight on or lost weight, you will have changed your muscle tone. Your muscle tone will change because what you do differently over the years. So as a bit of an exaggerated way of saying it, is if you used to be a chippy working with wood, making chairs every day, tables every day, and then you go from that to sitting at a desk. So you've been in the factory making the wood and what have you. You've progressed on and you've got into the office. So now you're an office worker and you're not actually using those muscles the same. You're not banging nails in. You're not using a lathe. You're not constructing the wood. You're not cutting dovetail joints and mortise and tenon joints. You're not doing any of that anymore. You sat at a computer banging the keyboard. So when you go back to darts, if when you were playing darts before you were a chippy, and now you're playing them, you're an office worker, it's going to make a massive difference because your muscle tone and everything has changed. So if you're carrying on playing darts every day, every week while that transition happens, then that's fine. You probably won't notice that much. You'll probably still notice something going wrong somewhere and you're having to work a little bit harder to get it to back where you want it to be. But if you're doing one job, you stop, you go away for 10 years, then you come back and you come back to playing darts and you're doing something totally different. Your muscle tone's going to be different, your mental attitude's going to be different because obviously we know your mindset changes. Everything changes about what you do. So the way around that is, like I say, it's building up managing your expectations. Don't expect to come back to the game and be the same person who you was when you were 25 years old or 21 years old or 18 years old when you last played. You've got to accept the fact that that is not going to happen. So then what you've got to do is you've got to, again, watch the thing, the back to basics videos. If you're watching this video now, go and watch the back to basics videos. There's one not so long ago which is called the mechanical throw, and that goes through everything. It starts in, I think it's June or July's chuck and a chat, and then there's a follow-on video after that. If you go back and have a look for that, then that'll take you the mechanical throw right from the beginning. So you can follow that through and build yourself a totally new throw. And my advice to you is that is exactly what to do. Don't try and go back and reignite a fire that's had 3 million gallons of water poured on it. The best thing you can do is move away to a different patch, start again, get your kindling, get your wood, build yourself a new fire, build yourself a new throw, and be a far, far better dart player than you ever were before. So that's section 1, just a little bit of a chat about coming back after a few years. And what we'll do now is we'll go over into section 2, where we're going to have a look at this month's raffle and what have you, and then what we'll do is we'll go on into section 3. So let's go over there into section 2 right now, lads and lasses, and here we are over in section 2, which is the information about this month's raffle. What we've got is something that's exciting and a little bit different. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a choice. So if you win, you're going to have a choice of 2 prizes. The first prize is the Dynamite Dave dart shirt. So this will be a brand new shirt, not this one because this one's mine obviously, but it'll be a brand new shirt with the patch and the badge on. So you can either have this blue one, which is a designer shirt called from Designer, with the Dynamite Dave badge on the breast pocket. You get the prostate cancer badge on the lapel, so it'll be exactly the same as this, and I'll also be signing it for you. Or you can have the red and black one, it's entirely up to yourself. So don't forget, lads and lasses, it's £2 down here, £2 to go. For every £2 you put in, you get a ticket. That goes into the app. It's the same format as we've always had. Seems to work really well, everybody likes it. This one there'll be a little bit of a delay in it because obviously I'll have to order the shirt after you've told me what size you need. I'll have to order the shirt, then I'll have to get the patch put on it, the badge put on it, sign it, and then send it off to you. Right, so that's this month's prize. Don't forget, a little bit of a reminder, £2 PayPal me down here, £2 to go. So if you put £2 in, £4 in, £6 in, £10 in, you'll get a ticket for every £2 you put in. If you have coaching with me, if you have a coaching video, all that counts towards it as well. Don't forget, if you want a ticket, it's £2 down here, PayPal me, £2 a ticket, so £2, £10, £20, whatever you want to put in, you will get 1 ticket for every £2 that you've put in. So what we'll do now is we'll go over into section 3. So let's go over there right now. Right, here we are over in section 3, and what we're going to do now is some doubling practice. The first one that we're going to do, I've filmed a couple of days ago, and what we're going to do is we're going to do one of the practices that I use, and I find this a really, really good way of doing it. A little bit of an explanation of it first before we go into the video is what we do is we play, depending on what your skill level is, you either play 501, 301, 201 or 101, depending on, like I say, your skill level. And what we do is we use the doubles. What it is I call this treble band. So you're not allowed to use trebles in any way, shape or form. Not for your scoring and not for your finishing. All you're using is your doubles. So we allow you singles. So that's what one of the lower level ways of playing it is. We allow you the singles. So basically what we're doing is we're playing a game of 301. This is in the demonstration video. We're playing a game of 301. But what we're doing is we're only allowed to use the doubles and the singles to score. You're only allowed to hit any double 3 times in any one leg to start off with. That's the simple beginner's way of doing it. And then what we do is we go on to running into 3 legs. So it's over 3 legs. You're only allowed to use any one double 3 times over the 3 legs. So it makes it a lot more difficult. Then you can go to the next level where you're only allowed to use the doubles full stop. But that really, you do have to be at my sort of level, or maybe a little bit below that, but you really do have to be at my sort of level to actually have that sort of game and still be able to enjoy it, because obviously if you're hammering backwards and forwards to the board, not hitting a double for 5 minutes and you've had 10 visits, then obviously that will tell you then that game is too hard for you. You will progress on and you will be able to up it, but we'll start off with the most simple of games. And let's go and do that right now, shall we? So come on, let's go and do it. And what we've done today is we've set up for, everybody says to me, your finishing's absolutely like mind-blowing. And the reason for that is because I incorporate the doubles in my game. We've heard with the thing of the BDO World Championships over the last few days, we've had Tony O'Shea, John Gwynn and what have you, and I've heard loads of things, that some of which I agree with, some which I totally disagree with. The way that they're using the board now, John Gwynn is saying that the way the board is being used is changing. Something that I hope I've had a little bit of a part in. They're not round to the point now where they're using double finishes, but obviously, in my mind, you know how I think, the only way that you're ever going to win a game, the only way that you're ever going to win a match, the only way that you're ever going to win money is by doubling. So
for a 1-3-2. Grouping. Double 18. Double top. Oh, Michael Van Gerwen misses the double 16 on a 1-3-2 combo after it's in 2 balls. And Gerwen Price goes 20, double 18, double top. He leads.
Basically by finishing. If you can't finish, it doesn't matter if you get 180 after 180 after 180 and you're down in 9 arrows to whatever it is, a 60 finish or a 50 finish or a 37 finish or a 25 finish. It's absolutely irrelevant. If you can't finish, if you can't put that dart in that double, the game just doesn't exist for you. So that's why when, again, you know how I think by now if you watch all my videos, trebles for show, doubles for dough. Logical way of thinking about it. You've got to make those doubles your best friend. In other words, you've got to make those doubles as easy to throw at as it is to throw at the 60. Obviously if you can hit plenty of 60s. And the way to do that is by incorporating the doubles into your game. The way that I incorporate the doubles into my practice game, and this is probably the biggest reason why I'm as devastating as I am at finishing, is I use them as part of the game. So this is a new game for you to have a go at. If you're a little bit less proficient on the doubles, you might want to set it at 201 or even 101, because then it's a total finishing game. Because even using the doubles you can finish on 101. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the first game, which is going to be 301 using the doubles. Now what counts is you can't hit a treble, right? So if you hit a treble, it's no score. So if you hit 315s, you don't get 45, you get nothing. The only thing that counts in this game is singles and doubles. The reason why we allow singles to count is because, especially if you're at a lower level, if you don't allow the singles to count, you'll get frustrated with it and you'll end up walking away from it, because you'll feel like you're never getting anywhere. Whereas if you want like 72, you can go double 16 double top. If you want to go 76, you can go double 18 double top. You can do it that way, so you can get the quite big finishes out. If you've got 150, you can go for 3 bulls. That's entirely up to yourself, because you can use the double on 3 occasions in any one leg. What I would suggest you do is, once you're proficient at, because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll use the 20s, 19s and 18s to get themselves down and then do the doubles. What I normally do is I do it spread over 3 legs. So I can have 3 double tops. Your game now, or the game that we're playing now, is in any leg. What I do is it's in any 3 legs, so then it forces you down towards the lower numbers. Absolutely fantastic game, and it's really good and all if you get a whiteboard and you write them down what you've done, because it shows you what you've achieved at the end of it. Right, so what we'll do is less gabbing and getting on with it. Right, so let's have a go at this now. So to start, as you can see, the board is set up there at 301. The droid, what I would recommend you do is drop the droid right down to somewhere around about 4 or 5, because otherwise the droid's just going to keep taking legs off you and you're not going to get down to it like a finish. So drop the droid right down to whatever, 2, 3, doesn't matter what it is, as long as it gives you a fighting chance of actually getting down to a finish. Right, so here we go. So it's entirely up to you how you start. You can start on 20s, 19s, but you're allowed 3 of them in any 1 leg. So quick 9 arrows just to start off with. Get the arm a bit more relaxed. So you know that score that you just saw there would have been 80, because you count the singles and you count the doubles, but you don't count the trebles. Right, that's the last of my 9. So let's get on with it. $20 scored. So it takes you a minute to get into it. I'm going too fast here. What I normally tend to do is I normally tend to throw, stand at the board until the until the computer has had its throw, and then I come back round again, which gives you a bit of a pace. Go. Right, that's 2 of them of it, so I'm only allowed 1 more. So I'm going to leave 1 for in case I need to finish on it. So that's 40, 80, 99. Computer's had his throat, then what you do is you walk back, set yourself up, gives you a nice pace, a nice slow pace to run at. Oh, come on. 38. Looks a bit awkward, this. Cameras are in its wrong spot. Right, so I've now got 144, which is going to be very difficult to finish on, isn't it? Leave me 88. Yes! Boom! Now that, sorry, I have to forgive that. Right, so that's how you finish 88 when you're playing this game. It's just, you know what I mean, it's entirely up to yourself, and you've just got to work out in your mind as you're going for it. That was, the first one was for bullseye. I missed that, got 18. So 50 minus 18 is 32, so it's double 16, double 19. That, for me, I find that an easier way of working out than trying to do, which a lot of people do on the trebles. I know we're not doing it in this game, but that's what a lot of people do. They go for the trebles and what have you. But I think that to me, if you can do that in a competition, in a tournament or something, you're just going to blow people away. It's as simple as that. Right, back in a minute. Right, so here we are, we're back again. I've reset the computer. So what we're going to do now is same thing again. Doubles, right? No trebles, not allowed trebles. I've done the 20s and 19s route, etc. So now what I'm going to do, instead of going 20s and 19s again, what I'm going to do is the way that I do it, which is I'll now go on to 18s, 17s, using them as my main scorers. Oh. So 36, 46, 48. I've had two of them, so I want to leave one for finishing, so down we come, boom. Right, so that's 36, 36, 46, 56, 66, 70. It shows how great my adding up is. Right, so we've hit 117, haven't we? So what we're going to do now, so I need to get that score down a little bit, don't I? So right, well, don't forget they all count. So we've got 50, 70, 83. These are my tops. Ooh, he's took it out on me. He's took it out on me, so I didn't actually get a chance to have a throw at tops, but hey ho. Right, so we have another one. One more. Go on then, you twisted my leg. Right, so now what we're going to do is we've used one, haven't we? So, two. So that's 75, 75, 81. Can't bloody win, can you? That's two bullseyes I've had now, on one outer. Two outers. Three outers. Right, so that's my outers finished. So if I had another outer now, I'm cabbaged, aren't I? But we're going to have a go anyway. Ooh, so I only score, back pedal here, I only score 50 on that because I've used three outer balls. Going for the centre again, obviously, to try and knock a decent chunk off it, but didn't work. Sometimes it doesn't. Well, there you are, I've got 50 off that one, so that counts as 50. Yeah, as you can see, it leaves me with a big fish, which I can't go far anyway. I've got the 50 left, but can't use the two trebles. Never mind. Right, so 70. What do we really want there? 34. I'm going to get slammed on this one, I think. It's my own fault though, because I've left the droid on 10. So even playing normally, it's a good challenge. 136. Can't get to it, can I? Can't get to it no matter what I do. I've used the 319s, haven't I? I've used my 38. No, I've used 2 out of my 318s, haven't I? Yeah, I think I've used 2 out of my 318s. Oh dear, Jockey Wilson did. Right, 82. He's left the door open for me. It's not an easy one though, because I'm a bit snookered for what I can use. I think I'm alright for 15s, aren't I? I think I'm alright for 15s. No, I'm going to have to try it out. I'm going to have to try the champagne shot. Don't forget, if I hit a 25, it just doesn't count. 13s, that's 82, 72, 72, 72, 69. 69. Yes! There you go, you see, it's always worth having a go, innit? So there you are, I'd left myself a bull and I used it to finish. Right, so that's the 3 legs. That gives you an idea. Might have made a mistake or 2 here and there, but it doesn't matter, that's what practice is all about. It's not about being 100% accurate with everything, it's all about the idea of practice is feeling your way, learning new things, trying different things, and like I say, this is just a good little game here to spruce you up on your doubles, obviously in your bullseyes. Right, so now what we'll do is we'll go over into the next section, which will be another part of a chuck and a chat. So let's go over into section 3. Right, hi lads and lasses, and welcome to the darts coaching channel with Dynamite Dave. Basically what it is it's a plug for the services that I offer and obviously the raffle that we're doing. So first of all, there's been a lot of people sending me messages via email, etc. about the coaching. So the coaching side of it for me is now becoming stronger and stronger. So every week from now onwards I'm available Friday, Saturday and Sunday for coaching. This is going to be good for not only local people, but obviously people who have coaching from me from abroad, via the internet, etc. And all the details will come up towards the end of this video of how to get in touch with me to have some face-to-face coaching, be it via the internet, via Skype, via personal coaching videos, which are very, very popular. If you want any one-to-one face-to-face coaching, we do that right close to the M60 and the M67, so it's only 2 to 3 minutes off the motorway, so very, very easy to find. We've got really good rail links to a railway station called Newton for Hyde or Hyde Central, so there's plenty of good links there. Hotel very close to the venue that everybody seems to choose. It's really, really good value for money, and that's the Village Hotel at Hyde. It's really good, it's nice and friendly, quite jovial, but very, very informative. I do actually teach you something. I hear tales time and time and time again about some of the professionals that people have been to, and they've charged them £200, £400, and they've come away actually learning very little. The way that I do the coaching is totally different than that. What I do is I actually, I'll change your throw to make it so as you throw better. There's countless people where I've put them right. It can be something really simple, like the last lad who came to see me. It was a fact of the way that his stance, even though he was trying to do the Dynamite Dave stance, he got it slightly wrong, and he was, instead of coming over his shoulder, he was coming in front of his body. Got those two things ironed out in the first half an hour, and then after that it was just plain sailing for him from there. His grouping came on fantastic and he was absolutely over the moon. So the second way that you can have your throw analysed and have my opinion on it is via email. So basically what you do is you video yourself on your smartphone or on a camera, whichever way you want to do it. You upload that to either OneDrive or something similar to that. As long as I've got access to it and you send me the link to it, you can do it via Messenger. I've had it done via YouTube, private video, all sorts of stuff. There's loads and loads of different ways you can do it. All you need to do is send me the link. Then what you do is you make the donation to PayPal me, which is down at the bottom of this video here. And what I'll do is I will email reply to you. So I'll watch your videos, I'll analyse them, I'll work out how I think that you can put your throw right, and then what I'll do is I'll email you back with that information. And that's the first tier of having your throw analysed, and it's good that for getting rid of little mistakes and things like that. Not really if you don't want to change the way that you throw to the Dynamite Dave way, or you don't want to go too in depth into it, because all you're doing is just playing like for fun in the pub. The second one is the very, very popular one of having an actual video, a personal coaching video made for you. These personal coaching videos normally last in between 20 and 30 minutes, so they are quite in depth. What I do is you send me your videos again, then what I do is I analyse them, and then during the editing process what I do is, as you've probably seen on the channel, if you go on the channel have a look at a couple of personal coaching videos where you can see what you're doing, and then what I'll do is I'll be at the side showing you the way that it should be done, the way that you can change what you're doing, what you're actually doing that can be improved. So these are a really popular choice, and they're the second tier. So that's the coaching videos. Now the good thing with the coaching video also is you can go back and watch it time and time and time again. So as I say in all the videos, if you ever fall into bits, then it's very, very simple to go and watch the video yourself, watch the video and think, right, yeah, I'm still doing that, I need to put that right, and obviously work on that aspect of your throw where you're actually going wrong a little bit. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going on to the fourth and final way of receiving coaching from Dynamite Dave, and that's over the internet. So basically online live coaching. So it's like a mix. You get the advantage of actually me being able to watch the way that you're throwing. I can ask you to do more visits for me. I can ask you to throw in a certain way, so I can analyse more what you're doing with your body, etc. So it's sort of like an halfway house between 100% live face-to-face coaching and the analysing and sending you an email. They're the two ends of the scale. So this one is the one that's very, very similar to live coaching. So if you go onto the YouTube channel, if you would, please like, subscribe and hit the bell. There's a little bell at the side of the subscribe button on YouTube, and what that'll do is every time I upload a new video you will get a notification for it. There's a few people that have contacted me, they've loved the channel but they've only watched one or two videos, maybe on Facebook, and they can see I've got probably over 150 videos now, getting up towards 200. So great content there, loads and loads to watch, loads and loads to learn. That's all free to air. All I'm advertising today is the actual paid services. So obviously there's always two sides to it. You've got the free stuff that's on the channel, which people very, very kindly put some donations in for me, and that keeps the channel going. Those donations get ploughed straight back into the channel. There's 2 or 3 ways you can get in touch with me. The best way is via email, which is dj.llewellyn123@outlook.com. It'll be down here, there'll be a link down here, but it's dj.llewellyn123@outlook.com. Also what you can do is contact me through Facebook, which is if you just go in and type in David John Llewellyn, Manchester, in the Manchester area I come up, or the best way to do it is just go on Google, type in Dave Llewellyn or Dynamite Dave, and I'm about the top 5 or 6 results, so I'm right at the top of Google. So if you type that in, you'll quite easily be able to get in contact with me. Right, so thanks for watching January's edition of A Chuck and a Chat. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been informative and quite entertaining. Don't forget, £2, PayPal me down here for a chance of winning that signed Dynamite Dave shirt. Really, really nice. Lovely shirts they are, both of them. You'll find them fantastic. Really good to wear, nice and breathable. £2 to go. Down here, PayPal me the signed Dynamite Dave shirt. Have a go at that. And thanks for watching Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave. And don't forget, lads and lasses, you'll only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in. And always, 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 toe to the hockey!